Welcome to today's video insight. In today's insight, we want to open up a scenario to further build our understanding about God and His nature. So we said God is cause. If there are no effects, let's go back to the beginning. We know the cause must be there. So we start just with the cause and there are no effects yet. So nothing has been caused yet. Then we can know that if the cause causes stuff, it must know everything that exists because the cause must have done it. Also, if nothing besides the cause exists, the cause cannot be limited in its ability to cause stuff because nothing is there to limit it. So God, or the cause, this being, must be unlimited in its power to cause, because nothing out of it exists yet, and it must know everything that exists because it is the cause of it, so it must be aware of it, otherwise it couldn't have caused it. So the cause is all knowing and unlimited in its ability to cause stuff, so its power is unlimited. Also, I started to talk about it in last video. If something changes, there needs to be, the cause needs to make the change, otherwise change wouldn't happen, because what could change or move stuff around outside of the cause? There's nothing there. So we have this cause, and this cause, let's say, creates the Earth. Just imagine it like this blue ball in blackness. So this gets created. And if then there are objects or stuff or even molecules on this Earth, and they need to move, then God needs to move them, otherwise they wouldn't move because nothing's there that can move stuff. So if we then say, okay, how about gravity? Can there be a thing like gravity that does stuff independently from God? For that to happen, then first of all, gravity would need to be an aware being as well. Gravity would need to be conscious, otherwise it couldn't act, it couldn't do stuff. And gravity would need to be aware of all the particles. And then gravity would need to be aware of God's will as well, to move them around. If gravity had its own will, it basically would need to align with God's will, otherwise, because God is unlimited in its power, if it contradicts God's will, it would break itself against God's will. So outside of God, no semi-God, or if you say gravity is a semi-God, so gravity would need to be an aware being, and it couldn't contradict God, more or less, because it needs, its power is limited. God cannot create something that contradicts him or contradicts his will. That doesn't make sense. So we have this one being that needs to move stuff if stuff cannot move without reason. And gravity is a reason, it's an observation more or less how God upholds this regularity. But God has to move it, otherwise it wouldn't move. And if God created a being, gravity, the being, God would need to uphold that being as well. And this being would need to act in harmony with God. But I will get to that in the next video, if there could be more than one gods. I think that's better to split it up. But today's insight is about a few other aspects about God's nature. First of all, God's ability to cause stuff is unlimited. God's power is unlimited. God is all-knowing. God needs to know everything that exists because God is cause. And there's nothing outside of God that can limit him. So his knowledge isn't limited. And also, change cannot happen without reason. So if you see movement, if things change, God needs to make the change. Or the cause, and God is the cause. So, and that's why your consciousness screen, God needs to uphold your consciousness screen. God creates your consciousness screen, and God creates every moment for you, right there, right now. And God is aware of everything you experience. If you feel bad, God feels bad as well. He's a conscious being that is all-knowing. God experiences everything every other being experiences, because God creates the experience. And in order, God couldn't create the experience if he wasn't aware of it. He experiences every consciousness screen. And he creates every consciousness screen, and he does every change inside of the consciousness screen. He does it based on reasons, and since God's knowledge, God's knowledge is unlimited, he's not deceived as well. So God does not make mistakes. And if God is not deceived, he will maximize goodness. More good is better, that's why he wants best. So everything, all that happens, the reason for everything is God wants to create the best possible experience for everyone. And he's good, so he wants best. And yeah, that's the reason for everything, for your whole experience. We will continue in the next video, and I wish you a great day. Bye bye.